Hey friends, thank you for joining us for a Black Hills Connection podcast. And today we have a special guest. It's kind of an edition of Where Are They Now? And it's Rowan Grace. I feel like,
Hello.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
Absolutely. It's so fun to have you. So we all know you from, The Voice. I mean, I have to say it, right? It's like your claim to fame, sort of. But kind of just take us back a little bit to when you started singing, or sort of like when you knew you had like the gift.
Yeah. So I grew up in a very musical family. My grandma and all of her sisters, they all play piano. And so my grandma would sing songs to me in the car. She loved music, musical theater, all of that stuff. So she was heavily an influence on me. And then my dad was in a ton of bands when I was growing up because he's a drummer.
Oh, okay.
So he would take me to rehearsals with him, literally at the age, I was probably 7.
Okay.
And I was just I'm just hanging out with all these adult men. But I was oh my gosh, this is so much fun. And I was I'm so sorry, Dad, I'm not watching you at all. I'm just watching the singer the whole time. And I think when I was 9, I started singing national anthems for places. The first place I ever sang a national anthem for was at my brother's baseball game.
Oh, okay.
And I don't even fully remember how that came to be, but I've known the national anthem since I was 3. I was singing it all the time for some reason. So my dad was do you want to do this? And I was sure. And then once I did it, I was can I do this everywhere all the time?
Addicted.
And and my dad, especially since he was involved in the music scene, at least in Rapid City, and kind of into the business side of it, he was always super helpful and still is to this day to helping me get to those places.
Sure.
So having him reach out to a bunch of places to book me and stuff, so that kind of was where I started singing. And then I did open mics, which I was terrified to do. Because you had to play for yourself sometimes, or you had to, oh my gosh, I remember he would be okay, there's an open mic tonight. And I was I don't know if I can do it, which is crazy to think of a time when I had stage fright, because I definitely don't have that anymore. I get nervous, of course, but I was definitely oh my God, this
super
is
terrified.
terrifying. But I'm so thankful that I did it, because it made me get more comfortable. And that's where I shared my first original song, which was probably horrible, but that's where I got to do that. And I told my dad when I was 10 that I wanted to do it for the rest of my life. And he was are you serious? Because I will help you. If this is what you want to do, we can do it together, and I can be helpful to you. You just have to work hard. And I was yeah,
that's
I want to do this.
At 10.
And I was literally 10 years old. I know. So then I started doing theater and all that jazz. So I was basically in as much as I could be anything musical. I danced all growing up since I was 4. So I loved musical theater. It was a mix of all 3.
Sure.
Everything that I loved. So yeah, I just kind of fell into it and just hit the ground running, and literally never stopped since then. So
it's in your blood.
Yeah,
Can't deny it.
It is, yeah, for sure.
That's so amazing. So tell us a little bit about The Voice. We know, we're all rooting for you here in Rapid on the show. How does one just wake up and be I'm going to try out for The Voice today?
Well, I mean, it was always a show that my family watched, especially the earlier seasons. I mean, I feel that's a lot of people too. People were really into it. Loved Adam and Blake, loved them back and forth. It was so good. So we were obsessed. And I remember, this is so crazy, because I remember sitting in my living room with my dad when I was a little bit older. I was 13 or 14. And we were watching The Voice, and my dad was I swear, Rowan, that's going to be you. You're going to get a chance to be on that stage. And I was yeah, right. Thanks. I hope that would be cool. But, and then it happened. But yeah, I started auditioning the second you can. The youngest age you have to be is 13.
Okay.
So I went to, this was pre-COVID, so they had open call auditions where it was literally a giant ballroom filled with people. You're sitting in there, you're waiting all day.
Yes.
And I went to San Francisco for that. I think that's where it was, San Francisco. Me and my dad went to San Francisco, sat in the room all day, got in the room where they just had 10 people and you're standing there. I was dying. I was 13 years old also, which is insane that I even did that at that age. And then I got up to sing. They asked me and another girl to sing our second song, which is always ooh, what does that mean? What does that mean? And then they were okay, we want this girl and Rowan to stay back. And I was like, what's going on? I'm freaking out. What's going on?
Good.
And then he was like, he basically said to me, like, we love everything you're doing right now. We just want to wait a little bit. And I was like, you know what? I'm okay with that. Like, they didn't say no.
True.
They didn't say no.
Yeah.
And it is true. They did stay in contact, like, over the next few years.
Oh, wow.
Like, ultimately, my audition that got me on the show was someone reaching out to me, being like, hey, do you want to audition for this season again? Yeah, just, like, through my email and social media and stuff.
That's cool.
And it's crazy because I had done another audition in COVID, and I had gotten a few in, because there's so many before the actual thing, which makes sense. But I had done a few, and I was so close. Like, I started getting a little excited. I was like, wait, they're asking for more songs and more songs. And then they sent an email and they were like, no, basically. And I was like,
COVID?
It was just, during COVID, it was like virtual audition, so I got to do it at home.
Yeah.
But they just said,
For some reason, just no.
It was just a no, and they didn't choose me, basically. And I was like really sad. I was really devastated. Yeah, I really was. I think, and I tried to pretend that I wasn't. Like, I tried to, because it wasn't like I was telling everyone. Like, only my dad and my family knew.
Yeah.
So I was really disappointed.
That's heartbreak. Yeah.
It is. And then there was another audition thing. People were reaching out again, and I was like, no.
Right.
I was like, I don't want to do it. I was like, I've already auditioned a couple of times, and like, I was like, low-key, my heart was hurt from the last time. So I don't really want to try it again. My dad was like, Rowan, just do it one more time. It'll be easy to get it done. We can do this, this. You know what songs you're going to sing. I had been in a band the summer before, or that whole like summer before when I auditioned. And so I had a bunch of songs that I could do, because they want you to do upbeat songs too, not just like slow ballads.
Right.
So I was like, okay, you're right. Let me just try it. And it worked.
And that's when you...
and then that's when it happened. And I mean, it didn't obviously happen quickly like that.
Right. It's a huge
but yeah, I had to wait a long time. But I did interviews and different kind of stuff where I was like, this is feeling like it might happen. And then now in hindsight, just with how it actually happened, I can't believe it even happened to me.
It's like, was that real life?
Yes.
Like, or was that a dream?
Yeah, especially because like I was 17. No, I was 16.
You were 16.
17. I was 16.
Yeah. And then I
was 16 and I turned 17 on the show. So for half the show, for half the filming, I was fully 16 years old.
Wow.
Which is also insane.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But it was so insane. And I owe it to my dad. I have to, I know, and he's proud of that one.
He's like,
yep, I told you so. I was like, oh, the biggest I told you so moment of my life.
Exactly.
With my father. That's really awesome.
Never lived that one down.
No, literally never, but I'm not mad.
Yeah.
I'm not mad.
So much fun. I remember because I got to do an interview with you, like a Skype interview, when like Blake took you.
Oh my gosh.
For the team. And so I got to interview, so that was fun. I could tell you were like super excited.
I do remember that. Oh.
Yeah.
What a time.
I know. It's like, I mean, we could talk all day about The Voice.
Yeah.
You know, but and maybe that's for a different episode.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, we just want to know, like, what are you doing now? Because I'm trying to remember, when did The Voice, like, you came off The Voice? When was that?
So it was 2022 was the year that I was on it. So then I came home around, I think it was like end of November is when I got sent home. And so then it was like, then I played my first show back in Rapid City in January of 2023.
Okay.
And then, and then I toured that entire summer because of The Voice, literally. I mean, I was planning on, having a band and trying to perform as much as possible, but I got a lot of really cool opportunities because of the show. Yeah, I got to open, like that first summer, I got to open for Megan Maroney. She's a country artist that's like really popping off right now. She's great. That was super fun. I got to play at at the State Fair, yes, and also the Rapid City Fair where I opened for Neil McCoy and Sawyer Brown Band.
Oh, okay, yes.
That was super fun. And then I got to open for Lady A.
Oh, that's
twice. One was at the State Fair and then one was in Deadwood.
Okay.
And then they brought me up to sing with them.
Oh my gosh.
At the second show, and at the fair, it was so insane. That's still like a pinch me moment.
Really?
Because, they were like, the night before, they were like, I got to meet them, and I was like, oh my gosh, so nice to meet you. We were like taking pictures, and then she was like, it was after I had played, I think. So it was before they were going on. So they had already heard me.
Okay.
And Hillary's her name, I believe. She was like, would you want to sing with us tomorrow night? I was like, what? This is not real. I was like, yes,
please.
of course. Literally, I'll learn a song right now. Like, what do I need to sing? Whatever.
Yeah.
So the next day, we figured it out, and it was Jolene by Dolly Parton.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
So amazing. So then it worked out, and then they were like, okay, sound check. So I got to sound check with one of the members because the other two were like, it was like 100 degrees that day. It was like dangerously hot, honestly. But I got to like sound check with them. I was like freaking out. I told my brother videoed the whole thing. I was like, video this right now. Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
And then that night when I got to go out on stage and like see all the people, I saw like some people there was like one person that held up a sign that was like, I came here for Rowan Grace. And I literally was like, after, when I got off stage, I sobbed. I was like, this is not real. This is not real life. So it was a really special moment, and I'm really grateful for that. But I love performing. I love being on stage and touring and doing that kind of stuff. So I've been doing that every summer since The Voice.
That's what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Just kind of here and there, a little bit of everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And trying to expand further. That's my biggest goal this year in Boston, is to start performing out there. I did a couple of shows, like 1 or 2 last year when I was there.
Okay.
But, you know, it was my first time in the area, trying to just like get
your feet under the
ground. Yeah, exactly.
So tell the folks you're going to school in Boston.
I am going to school. I went to college. I actually did. I go to Berklee College of Music in Boston.
Because you're 20 now.
Yeah, about to be.
About to be
almost 20. Which is, what?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a
grown-up now.
Teenager anymore. So crazy.
Right.
But I had my first year at Berklee, and it was amazing. I met the best people. I released a song while I was out there.
Oh, nice.
I worked on music. I went to New York this year and recorded some new stuff that's coming out really soon.
Oh, really?
And
that's fun.
I'm super excited to be back out there, because there's just, I feel like you can just like feel the energy.
I bet,
yeah. And like there's so much opportunity out there. It's like you may get paid less for a show than I would if I did one here.
Okay.
But like there could be 10 people in the room that are like very influential people that could take me somewhere. So I'm really excited to start dipping my toes into playing out there.
Yeah. Because I mean, your ultimate goal would be to sort of do this full time for a living, like in sort of a secure establishment.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, just my ultimate goal is just to be able to live off of performing and releasing music at whatever capacity that may be.
Yeah.
Obviously, you wish for a large capacity, but like it's kind of, for me, it's really just about the music and about telling my story and being able to share my songs with the world and have them be helpful for people, because that's something that has always drawn me to music, and writing specifically is like a big part of my artistry and what I do and what I care about.
Sure.
I've always used songs to help me get through anything, happy, sad, and every in-between emotion.
Yeah.
So I just want to do that for the rest of my life.
That's awesome. So you write and you sort of like, because don't you play the guitar?
Yep.
And I want to say piano.
Yep.
Okay.
I like took piano lessons when I was little, and I like hated them because I was like, I want to play pop music. Like I don't want to play this like classical. I was like, nah. So then I just quit and played by myself in my room all the time, and just I knew the basics of what I needed to know, and then I was like, okay, now I'm just gonna write with this. And that's the same with guitar, honestly.
Oh, wow.
I got a guitar when I was 15 years old. I didn't touch it for like a year because it frustrated me. Because I was like, I can't play this, and it's making me upset. So and then I always had the piano to turn to, so that's why I was like, I can't play this, back to the piano. But when I finally started playing it, now it's like I play the guitar more than the piano right now. And I love playing guitar. I love it so much. I'm still not amazing, totally not at all, but I play enough to where like I can write music with it, which is all that matters to me.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, obviously. Very cool. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what else I'm going to ask you.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
Do you need a drink of water?
Yeah, take a sip.
Sorry, Michael. Sorry. Because I've like, I keep having questions come up and then I forget them.
There you go.
So in The Voice, was there like just so many people in the audience, or was it not really?
For my season, I don't know if it's honestly each season is very different, I feel like. But for my specific season, there wasn't a ton of people.
Okay.
Because believe it or not, even in 2022, I was still, we still had some COVID restrictions. So like I was wearing a mask all the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Until you went up.
There was a point during, there was a point where like, we had to stay in our rooms for a little bit and that kind of stuff, which it's just all about the TV production side of it. So I totally get it. But yeah, it is kind of crazy to think that it was like still like that. So there was like less people.
But nerve-wracking
but
is what
honestly,
I'm like saying. Like, was it nerve-wracking?
Yeah, honestly, it was like really nerve-wracking. And it's just, I remember my blind audition, standing at the door, waiting. Yeah, that's the one where they turn, the initial audition. Yeah. So I remember standing at the door before walking onto the stage, and you kind of can peek a little and like see them in their chairs. They're obviously not facing us, but I could see like the shoulder and like some of like the back of their head a little bit on the side. And that, like when I saw that, I was like, this is real.
Set you off.
This is real. I still, the producers after, they were like, I got along with my producer really well, and she was like, I'm not gonna lie, when you were walking up those stairs, I was a little nervous you weren't gonna make it to the center of the stage, because I was like trying to lock in and focus. So as I was walking up the stairs, I was like taking really deep breaths. I was trying to be as calm as possible, literally as zen as possible, and because it was just terrifying. But then I stood there and did the thing, and then it just happened. I don't even remember it, honestly. It just came out, Watching the video back.
Did you like blackout?
Oh yeah, I fully blacked out. Fully blacked out. Like watching the video back made me regain memory from that day, because once it like aired, I was able to fully remember it.
Right.
But
isn't that
before
crazy,
that, I was like, yeah, it was, we talked a lot, but I don't even remember what about. Like I don't even remember what I said, how I reacted. But it is crazy. It does feel very like, oh, this is TV and people are watching, even though you can't see the people.
Yes.
It's just with how high the production is, and people everywhere, always
and everything.
Headphones are always saying 3, 2, 1, and move to this, and I was like, I don't even know what's going on.
Right?
Yeah.
So many movie
So
pieces.
it was definitely crazy. And then during the live shows was really, it was so scary, because that one was crazy. I remember my favorite memory from that was getting to open the show singing with Blake and the rest of the team, because we got to do a coach performance, and I was luckily still there when we got to do it. So we sang Southern Nights, and before I was really nervous, and you could tell that I was nervous. Like I was really trying to not be, but like, how can you not be?
It's almost like the more you try to not be.
Yeah, I was like, how can you not be? I'm like, they're like, okay, so we're starting in 1 minute. I'm like, okay, so I'm singing on live television with Blake Shelton in 1 minute, and I'm just standing here waiting. So I was next to him, like, I was like on this side of him, and then we were all like around him, and he was in the center with his guitar. And I think he could tell that I was nervous, because he started talking to me. He was like, so Rowan, this is a horrible accent, but this is always how I talk. I was like, so Rowan, what's your favorite kind of cereal? And I was like,
he's trying to get your mind off of it.
Yeah, and I was
nice
like, but in the moment I was like, what is he saying to me right now? I was like, oh, I really like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Like, it's kind of my favorite. And he was like, have you ever tried Boo Berry? I was like, no, I have not tried that before. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. So he started telling me about cereal that he likes, and and then all of a sudden they were like, all right. It's like they were doing some countdown or something. He's like, all right, guess we better sing. And I was like, yeah. And then it was like go time, so I didn't even have time to
blow
be
it up
nervous.
In your head. Yeah.
And like that's just like a true testament to how he was on the show. Like I really, it's not even an exaggeration or lie. Like I'm not even trying to be like, oh, it's so awesome. Like no, really, like
he's the real deal.
He's the real deal. Yeah. He's very kind and very caring and very like empathetic to what we were going through. And especially when he would talk to me, he just really wanted me to be authentic with myself, because it's really hard when you're there hearing a million other different voices, amazing voices, by the way. And you can't compare yourself to that, you know, because it's like, we're completely different. We do completely different things. But in the moment, you're kind of like, oh, do I need to do this? Do I need to sound like this more? Do I need to do this to sound better or cooler or whatever? And he'd always tell me, just do whatever you normally do. Like, there's no sense in trying to be somebody else because you're the best at what you do, which was very sweet. Yeah. Very great. So I was lucky to get to work with him.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. And that's very true. And people did say you like have a unique voice, you know, that there's something special up there. So I'm assuming after the show you got like tons of like followers and fans that, I mean, how do you even deal with all that?
It was like such a shock for me because obviously I knew it was a cool thing. It was very cool to me as well.
Right.
And I was like, I just can't even believe this is real. And I thought people in my life would care, of course. Like I was like, they would be so proud of me and everything I would do. What I did not expect was like the entire town of Rapid City just being in full support of me. And not that I thought that they wouldn't be, but I think it was a lot more than I expected. I remember I went to Target like the first week of me being home after it aired. Yeah. So like I filmed from June to end of August. Wow. And I came home like once or twice for like one or 2 weeks in between then. And then basically from August to, well, we aired on September 19th, which is my birthday. But we aired on that day, but my audition didn't air until the last day of Blinds. Gosh. So it was like in October was when mine aired. So after that, I went to Target and I had probably, like, I had so many people come up to me, I was like, this is not real. This is not real. Because that's something you always, especially little me, like when I was 9, I was like, I want to be famous. I want to be like Hannah Montana and I want to sign autographs and I want to take pictures and I want all parts of it, which was crazy. And so there was like a kid that came up to me and was like, I don't have a paper, but can you sign my shoe? I was like, oh my gosh. You want me to sign your shoe? I was like, that's awesome. Is your mom okay with this? Like, is this approved? And their parents were like, yeah, of course. I was like, so I signed like several kids' shoes. I took like a bunch of pictures and I was like, is this real life? Happening. Is this real life? Like, this is insane. And obviously it's toned down since then. But it is still crazy. Like, even to this day, like I was working a summer job this year at a coffee shop. And
you can't just do that.
And it was so funny because like there would be times where I'd be at register and people would just be like, Rowan? And I was like, hello, it's me. Hi. It's nice to meet you. Who are you? They were like, oh, we loved you on the show. I was like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. But yeah, it was crazy, but in the coolest way. Like, I think that's really awesome. And another moment that like really stands out to me is like all the little young girls' responses, because growing up, especially in this area, there wasn't a lot of people that I was like looking up to. There weren't like women singers that were doing a ton, especially just in this area, especially to look up to. I had my dance teacher and my musical theater teacher. She taught me hip hop and musical theater. She was who I looked up to. She was like, I want to be exactly like you. You're amazing and you're my inspiration for everything. But I just, I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
Well, you were saying like, you know, like looking up to somebody.
Oh, yeah,
like just being here and like, how do you compare it?
Yeah, the young kids is what like really like touched my heart and made me cry. I played Summer Nights last summer and there was this young girl that usually for Trader, I always tell the kids to come to the front and I sat at the end of the stage just to like talk to them and stuff and see their faces and they know all the lyrics and stuff, so it's really fun. And there was this young girl that had been to a show in my past before, and so I had recognized her. So I reached out, she was like reaching out, so I reached out and I grabbed her hand and we were singing the song together and she started crying. And I was like, it like was a full circle moment in my brain because I was like, then I started crying obviously because I'm like, this is touching what I do it for. Yeah. It did touch me so much. Like this is why I do it. Like I do it for the kids that have big dreams and big goals because my family never told me that my big dreams and my goals were unattainable. Never. They just told me, you just have to work extra hard. That's it. They never discouraged me in anything that I did, ever. My mom is like the most supportive person on the planet and my best friend. And she doesn't even know that much about music, but she was like, if this is what you want to do, then you have to do it.
Yeah.
This is your life to live. Like, you need to do what you want to do.
That's great.
And not everyone has that.
I was going to say, not every parent would say that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's a fun dream, or you can do it on the side, but you need to do this instead.
Yeah, not everyone has that. So I know how lucky I am to have that.
Yeah.
And then to get to, I just know how much my dance teacher meant to me as a young kid. And to kind of like see that on the flip side of me being that person that someone's looking up to, it was just like an overwhelming feeling.
Like full circle moment there.
Such a full circle moment. It just was so sweet. People would show me videos of there was like a kid who would stand on her little stool and watch me on the TV and sing along with me. I'm like, I'm gonna sob. Like that stuff is really what shocks me the most. And not even shocks me, but just like in a grateful way. Like I would have never imagined this. I mean, I kind of did because I like want to manifest it for myself all the time. But like the fact that it's happening right now in my life, and even just in my small hometown, where that especially matters a lot to me, that the kids of where I grew up are still going for their dreams and have big dreams. You know, I've had so many kids tell me, I want to sing too, just like you. And I'm like, do it. Do it. Keep going. Tell me when your open mic is. I'll come. Like, I brought up a young girl that had started doing open mics at the same place I did. And I brought her up to sing with me one time because she was like my sister's volleyball friend or whatever. I was like, come sing with me. Yeah. And it's just like that's what really makes it worth it to me, is like inspiring the next generation, even though I'm still young, of course. Yeah. But it's really meaningful that I got to have those moments.
That's so cool. And on your Instagram, were you singing? Do you have sisters?
Yes.
Were you singing with your sisters once? Like an a cappella or something?
Yes. I sing with my sisters often.
The harmonies?
Yes.
I love
So
that.
I have two younger sisters, Quincy and Stella. They're sophomore and 8th grader, which is crazy to me. They're still like babies in my brain. Yeah. But I literally tell people that it was my purpose to be a big sister. Like, they're my pride and joy. I love them so much. And they're great singers.
Yes.
It runs in the family, I'm saying.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But I remember I watched that video like 10 times. I was like, I love this music. It just sounds, when the harmonies, like, it's just
we have the sister blend.
The
sister blend, like you can't beat that. You can't beat it. No. And it's nice. Sometimes we fight when we try to film covers. We're like, we get frustrated at each other. But sometimes it works out, and we're like, yes, okay, I'm gonna post it for all your friends. But I'm really fortunate that I get to share that part of my life with them too, because they love singing so much, and they're so good. They're so good. Yeah, they're better than I was at their age, honestly, which is crazy. Especially when I was younger. Like Quincy, she could do harmonies when she was like 10 years old. I was like, I couldn't do that when I was 10 years old at all. Right. So
bright future for them then too.
Yeah, they're my besties.
You never know.
I always bring them up. Especially all my acoustic shows I've been doing this summer. I'm like, do you want to do a song with me? And they come up and sing with me. Both of them. They each get their own song, and I always try to include them in everything I do because I just love them so much. I'm like, and it's like we fight or we like make fun of each other all the time, and that's our dynamic. But then behind closed doors, I'm like, they're my best friends. I love them so much.
That's so great. I mean, that makes a huge difference, a big support system, I think, that you've had. That's what makes you sort of successful, I think, too.
Yeah, and they keep me humble. That's for sure, which is very good.
You need the accountability.
You need it. You need it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're always coming out with music stuff. Where can people follow you or listen to like your new stuff coming out?
Yes. So you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube as well. I'm going to start posting there this year and posting about my life at school and different kind of stuff.
Good, finally.
Behind the scenes of, I filmed a bunch of stuff behind the scenes of some shows that I did this summer that I'm going to be posting stuff. So you can, it's all under Rowan Grace Music. Okay. That's my tag. Okay. And then on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, I'm there, Rowan Grace. I currently have 3 songs out right now, but more to come. I have a new song, actually 2 that are coming out very, very soon. So I'm really excited to get them out too. They're like my favorite ones.
And all original stuff.
All originals. All originals.
That's the best.
Yes, it is the best. It's my favorite part of being an artist, is getting to collaborate with people. And my producer that I work with primarily, He's so amazing. His name's Parker Sunby, and he's just like my best friend. And also, we make great music together, and he's such a vibe. He lives in New York now, which is awesome for me because New York is just a quick 2-hour trip from Boston.
True.
But yeah, I'm really excited for the future of all my musical endeavors and my songs specifically. I'm excited for people to hear them. I think people are gonna like it. So
that's great. You know, I'm just glad to hear that after The Voice, you know, you just kept going.
Yeah.
And just keep moving forward, doing the thing.
Yep.
That's so amazing.
Got to keep it going, keep it rolling.
Make the music.
Yeah.
Keep your fans happy.
Yes, of course, of course.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think that'll do it for today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I had such a fun time. This is so cool.
All right. Well, see you next time, guys.